Hey guys, it's Martijn. I'm here with Dennis, Lou and Abhijith. Basically the daddies of the HTML5 client. They had a session about the HTML5 client which manages your vSphere environment today, so I'm here to actually debrief them. That's also good. So Dennis, what do you do?
I'm the product manager for the vSphere web client, the vSphere client, which is the name for the HTML5 client. And I've been at VMware for about 3 years owning these products.
Cool. And Abhijith, what do you do?
I'm the product manager for vSphere HTML5 client and also the vCenter server appliance. I've been with VMware for like more than 6 years, been an engineer and now a product manager.
Cool. So we got some royalty over here. Cool. So tell me about this session. What was it about and how did you? What kind of reactions did you get?
Sure, so it was a discussion session and it was centered around getting feedback from customers of their experience with the vSphere client. We have different models of deployment, so we have the Fling, we have it in 6.5, so we wanted to hear a wide swath of experience that customers have had. So we had, I think, somewhere between 15 to 20 customers come in, and several of them talk about their experiences, both since the beginning that we released the Fling up until 6.5 Update 1. There was one customer in particular that was very open about sharing his experiences, and I think the best thing that came out of it for us as product managers is how happy the customers have been with the vSphere client so far.
Yeah. Cool. So you mentioned it was a Fling. That's like an open source kind of thing, or how does something like that come about? Yep.
So we released the Fling. Flings are usually built by engineers, which will help our customers, and there are a lot of Flings over there. So HTML5 client released as a Fling is somewhere back in March 2016, and there are roughly about 57 to 58 versions of Fling. We almost release Flings every week. And we are using Fling as a vehicle for us to get early feedback from customers. Release a Fling, see what customers think, get a feedback. So we are iteratively can release more and more features. And in November, when we released the 6.5 GA, we released the first officially supported version. Again, Flings are quote unquote not supported, but we have lots of customers using Fling against their big environment, and that will help us to get all kind of feedback.
All right, cool. So it was first a Fling, then it's now shipping inside a product. Which product?
It's shipping inside vCenter server, both vCenter server appliance as well as vCenter server for Windows. So it's an officially supported product sitting in both the vCenters.
Yeah. So and the vCenter for Windows is going to be gone in a couple of months. Yeah.
Yes. So next numbered release will be the terminal release of vCenter Windows, as well as for the vSphere web client, which is the Flash Flex web client.
Yeah. So I like that name, terminal release. So. I've been getting all kinds of stories of how people like and enjoy the HTML5 client. So when is it's actually going to replace the old crummy vSphere web client?
So both are official. Let's say that first. That's always a very tough question for us to answer. And the truth is, the answer is dependent on the customers. When we've completed enough of the functionality that the customers find everything that they need, then we'll consider ourselves done. Until that point, until that feedback is available, we're going to keep working on it. So that's a sort of a cheeky way of saying I can't give you a timeline because we don't make those kinds of promises. But if you've watched what happened with vSphere 6.5 GA, vSphere 6.50B patch, and 6.5 Update 1, you can see the progress that we make in terms of adding new features, in terms of adding support for old functionality or new functionality. And if you project how fast we've been able to do that, maybe you can make your own little date of when that might be, but you're not going to get that number out of us anytime soon.
Yeah, so next week, okay. So tell me a little bit about the future for the HTML5 client. What else do you have on the short-term roadmap, if you can actually say anything about that, maybe?
Okay, so anything I say is not a promise about what will not happen.
Yes, it is.
Of course. But actually the easiest way to see what's going to happen is look at the Fling. So the Fling is actually code that we've updated that day. So we write code, well, we don't write any code, but the developers write tons of code every week. And then when we make a Fling release, it's literally the last code that they just wrote. And when we make a patch release or an update release, it's based on whatever was done in the last 3 to 4 months, maybe like minus a month for testing. That's the best way to see what's going to come into the supported product. And actually, customers can influence what we do next just by going on to labs.vmware.com and posting comments on our Fling page. It's helped us prioritize things a lot. So recent comments that we've gotten, and this is again not a promise of what's going to come out, include things like licensing and update manager, which we are probably working on, or definitely working on, let's say.
One major thing, NSX.
Actually, there was a session here at VMworld run by, her name's Catherine Fan, she's the product manager for the NSX UI, and they actually demoed a very initial version of their plugin for the HTML5 client.
Oh, that's awesome. So Abhijith, what was the best feedback that you got from VMworld and from customers?
So we introduced the feedback tool in the HTML5 client, and customers are very happy using that feedback tool. So that is a tool which connects customers directly to the product team, us and engineers, so they can give any honest feedback. That will help them tell that I can use HTML5 client forever if you just give this one feature, and those are the kind of inputs they can give in the feedback tool. And there is an optional section where they can give their email address for us to contact them. So feedback tool is an awesome thing which we released, which will help them connect to us and give us feedback and build our roadmap. So they could use that tool as much as they want and help us build the product better.
Yeah.
So you access the feedback tool by logging into the vSphere client, and on the top right corner there's a smiley face. It's a little yellow smiley face. You click it and then it should be pretty self-explanatory on how to submit information.
Cool, you read my mind. That was my next question. All right, Abhijith, thank you for your time. Enjoy your VMware, or what's left of it. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.